Hello, we're back for another episode of Crazy Cards Fan Chris. No, I didn't really forget the crazy part. Kind of hard. Anyway, today we'll talk about this week in Cardinal baseball and maybe a little bit about the future pitching staff in particular. But for this week, the Cardinals went 5-2. They pitched very well. The closest thing they had to a bad outing was Oviedo, who threw 5 innings, allowed 3 runs, but they said I didn't get to watch because it was during the day and there was something going on I couldn't watch. No, it wasn't during the day. I was just busy. But they said he pitched very well, just made one mistake that happened to get hit out. That happens. But so far I've been nothing but impressed with him. Even last year, he looked really good, and then he fell off a little bit, got hit a little bit. He's learned since then, and he is much better with his breaking balls, so we'll see. Tyler O'Neill's back. Ton is red hot. He's hit, 3 home runs? 4 home runs? 4 home runs since he's been back. Triples, doubles, singles. He's hitting the ball all over the place. He's hitting the ball hard everywhere, showing the speed. The guy has all the capability, and maybe it's just taking him a little time to put it together. Remember now, he has had less than 1 full season of at-bats. So it's not like he's had tons of opportunities. He's had limited opportunities. I know when he substituted for... I can't think of his name. A couple years ago when he was hurt, he actually did quite well. And then injured player comes back, he goes back to the bench, and then he didn't do as well not playing as much. The one I'm kind of a little surprised with is Dean. Before O'Neill came back, he should have been playing instead of Williams at times. Dean has shown more to me than Williams. I get they're trying to balance the lineup a little bit more with Williams. I totally understand that, but Williams has gotten cold. He did hit the home run the other day. That was excellent. Loved it. I do think he's capable of being a solid bench player for them and being a lefty off the bench. I think Dean is better, though, honestly. He and Tyler O'Neill are somewhat similar, except Tyler's got that ridiculous speed and a better defensive player. But he didn't get to play much this week. Carlson had a good week overall, although he's been a little cold the last couple days. He's probably dropped 100 points off his OPS. So he's down to the 800s. Oh boy. Now, he was in the 900s, and everybody talks about Tatis Jr. Well, they had pretty similar OPSs. Let's see. Arenado has looked good at times. Goldschmidt's starting to show signs of coming around. I think traditionally he starts cold and warms up as the weather warms up. It's probably what's happening. Paul DeYoung is interesting. I'm just not quite sure what to think. I remember watching his rookie year and saying, wow, this guy can be a star. And his power has continued. He hits home runs. He hit 30 the last full year they played, 2019. And his pace is now above that, but I kind of predicted somewhere in the 30s for home runs for him. I know Pacoda said 22, but Pacoda is embarrassingly wrong all the time when it comes to Cardinals. I mean, they predicted 22 home runs for Paul Goldschmidt. How many full seasons has Paul Goldschmidt ever played and hit just 22 home runs? I think the answer is 0. That's just idiotic. So never trust Pacoda. I know this, working in a job that is a lot of statistics, I wouldn't hire anyone from Pacoda. Let's see. Let's go back to the pitching staff. Waino has pitched well. Flaherty has pitched very well, although he wasn't great yesterday. He still got the job done. He was still solid. But he's looking very much like the ace that he is. I'm not concerned about him at all. Waino, my only concern is when will the age catch him? It's going to catch him some point. Martinez, the last 3 outings have been excellent. He's not throwing the velocity he did. I mean, he used to sit 98 on sinkers, 97, hit 101 occasionally. He's not coming close to those numbers. I mean, he hit 97 today when he brushed the guy in the face. I mean, terrible, it's the face, but Danny Mac, what is wrong with him lately? He goes, he hit him square in the face. No, it barely brushed his face. That's why there was no swelling. Hit like the edge of the nose. Enough it hurt, I'm sure, and like across the lip. Didn't break anything. No swelling. No broken lip. Nah, it brushed him. Square is when it hits you and stops and falls straight down. That's square. Come on, Danny Mac. And also stop this. Anytime anybody hits a ball deep, even if it's not to the warning track, you're acting like it's going to be a home run. Come on. You've watched enough by now. I know as soon as they hit it. When I'm at a ballpark, I know. I remember Sotaguchi hitting that huge home run against the Mets in the playoffs. As soon as he hit it, I knew. I'm jumping up and yelling. I was watching an Auerbach's VIP. And nobody else is yet. They had to wait till it went. But I knew immediately. And Danny Mac, you've watched enough baseball that you should know immediately. Come on. That's just annoying me right now. Maybe some of the Tim McCarver super annoyance has rubbed off on him. Let's see. The pitching staff didn't finish that. Martinez, be interesting because they have options for him. I think it's two 1-year option or 1 2-year option. Not sure, but they have an option on him. Do they bring him back? I don't know. We'll talk about that in a minute. Gant is frustrating to me because much like Ponce, he can really pitch, but he doesn't throw enough strikes. He'll never go deep, and that's the same kind of thing with Ponce. So unless he improves that somehow, he's out of the rotation when Michaelis comes back, which is nearing. It'll be later this month, most likely. Or maybe Oviedo overtakes him. Kim has looked good. I like Kim. His contract expires. So I'm curious about that. So there's your 5+ starters. Michaelis is their starter. Let's go into next year. So you have Flaherty back. Flaherty is truly an ace. I'm very excited about that. Waino. Will Waino be back or not? I don't know. Largely depends on how his body reacts this year. He might want to come back. I don't know. Let's see. Kim, like I said, his contract expires. Carlos, his contract expires, but they're extensions. So who is this pitching staff next year? Flaherty, Michaelis, we're coming back. Hudson should be back from his injury. So there's 3 good starters. There's 3 good to very good starters. Then there's talk of Reyes, there's talk of Oviedo, and one of the lefties could be involved too, whether that's Thompson or I hate when I forget names, but the guy they got in the trade for the Rosarina. These are top of the rotation guys to add to a couple already top of the rotation guys. So the Cardinals have 6 or 7 fighting for 5 spots there again next year. And that's without Waino or Martinez coming back. So I don't know that they'll want them back. It'll be very interesting. I think the pitching staff next year will be better than this year. The following year will even be better than that. What they do in the outfield and with DeYoung has to step up, more singles and doubles. He's hitting home runs. Awesome. Love it. But today, I think, was his first double of the year. That's terrible. And for some reason, he's like some of these other guys, refusing to hit the ball the other way. He did it opening day. I was excited about that. And then when he hit 2 home runs the next day, I'm like, yeah, now we're getting DeYoung back. But he's not been doing that. And the last couple of days, he's hit the ball really hard. Hit the home run and hit the double. So there's positive signs. But he needs more singles and doubles. Situationally hit. You got second and third. Hit the ball to the right side and hit it through that hole. Who cares? You get 2 RBIs out of it. The team scores 2 runs. You don't have to always try to drive the ball. I know it's hard for me to say because I like to drive the ball. I played. But we'll see. I think it's a pivotal year for DeYoung if he can get the average up and then the on-base percentage will follow because he is walking. But if he does that, you bring him back. If he doesn't, then you consider trading him because his contract is very good. You could trade him because there's definitely talent there. I know a lot of people complain about Jeff Albert, and I have my questions. But I'll say this. If you watch what's happened the last couple of weeks, 3 or 4 times they had a pitcher dominate them earlier in the season, and when they faced them a second time, they either crushed them or at least did okay against them. That's good. That's Jeff Albert's influence. You saw against some of those pitchers adjusting where these guys are hitting the ball to right field, waiting on the ball. You could see the approach change and you can see it worked. That's excellent. So I guess whether he has a job depends on how it does the rest of the year, but those are positive signs. This team is starting to look good, and I think they win the Central easily. I know some people are worried about Milwaukee. Well, let's examine Milwaukee real quick. One, if you look up and down their lineup, there's only one hitter that is truly very good. The second one is potentially Wong. Wong has been an above-average hitter. He's not a great hitter, but in that ballpark, he could become a great hitter. But who else you got? You got nobody that really gives you offense. I mean, you can trust Shaw if you want, but basically he's one of the many hitters right now that are playing way above what they've done in years. That's not going to continue. Sorry. Look at the pitching staff. You got a guy with an ERA of 0.37, who, by the way, just went on the DL. He's not going to continue 0.37. He's not going to come close to doing that. I bet his ERA is going to be 3-ish. I do think he's a very good pitcher. Burns, by the way. I do think he's really talented, and he could end up being a very good pitcher. Hard to say, though. Let's see what happens the rest of the year there. Woodruff, the other starting pitcher that's really good, he's also pitching above his head. His ERA is 1.8. He's not going to have a 1.8 ERA, especially playing in that ballpark, which they're not playing well in this year. Right now, everything's just been working for Milwaukee. They've had a few injuries. Yelich missed a little time, a few games, I think. Wong was out a little bit. And now you got Burns going on the DL or IL, sorry. They're going to come back to earth. They've also been lucky. They're playing the Dodgers, the most talented team in baseball, when the Dodgers are just horrible. The Dodgers are absolutely terrible right now. I believe they're destroying Milwaukee. Last I checked, it was 11-1. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm not at all concerned about Milwaukee. I'm not saying they're a terrible team. I don't think they're very good. I can't see them finishing. The only way they finish above 500 is because the rest of the Central is terrible. The Reds and the Cubs and the Pirates are terrible teams. That's going to help the Cardinals and Milwaukee. If Milwaukee can stay hot, play over their head for a whole year, it does happen. But generally, things even out to where you are who you are, and I know I hate that phrase. You go back to your normal self. So we'll see. I am not concerned with Milwaukee whatsoever. Burns may be a good pitcher, but is he better than Flaherty? I seriously doubt it. We'll see. Woodruff is good. I don't trust any other of their starters. I think Peralta has pitched well this year, but Peralta has been in the league for years, and he's been poor to decent. Decent was his best year, and I don't think he's very good, so I wouldn't worry about him. I wouldn't worry about any of their other starting pitchers. Bullpen, I think, has improved somewhat. Hader and Williams are both very, very, very good. The rest of their pens, I'm not sure. I'll have to see more of them. I think schedule has helped them too, as they played the Cubs, who suck quite a bit. I believe they played Pittsburgh a little bit too. I mean, just helped the Cardinals play Pittsburgh. So I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting year, but I still say the Cardinals win the Central pretty easily. This team is capable of going on a big run. Right now, they're on a little run. 5-2 last week, and they won the 3 before that, so that makes them 8-2 out of the last 10. So, yeah, they're on a little run right now. I believe that's right. Yeah, that's right. They've won 8 out of the last 10. Looks like it's going to be a very good year, and next week will be a lot of fun. The Mets, and I think Colorado after that. There's a chance to beat up on a really bad team. The Mets aren't a bad team, but they're a bad team right now. They're just not playing well. Lindor's terrible right now, and we know that won't continue. DeGrom is phenomenal, and he's going to pitch against us, I believe, Tuesday against Kim. That'll be interesting. It'll be fun. I like seeing really good pitching matchups. Kim is a good pitcher. Whether he can match DeGrom enough to win, I don't know. We'll see. This week should be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Well, if you like this episode, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. I need all the subscribers I can get, and we'll keep talking Cardinal baseball. See you soon.